Welcome back, dear friends, to Taslima My Art. I'm Taz. It's wonderful to have you here. This is another installation of Wet and Wild Wednesdays, hosted by the amazing Casey from CWV Artistry. Do check out the playlist down below. Today I'm going to be creating this beautiful butterfly resin coaster with red blaze gilding flakes. I hope you like it. So a big thank you to all my subscribers, viewers and Patreon members for supporting this channel. If you would like a discount on the products I use in this video, you can get a 10% discount with Let's Resin and a 15% discount with Resiners in my description box below. Welcome back to the art studio. So to start off, this is a really easy tutorial for beginners. I've got my silicone mixing cup and a resin coaster mold made out of silicone, and I've got Cosmic Shimmer Gilding Flakes. Now I bought the gilding flakes on Amazon. They're red blaze and they're absolutely stunning. You have to see the colour inside this pot. There's copper, gold, stunning shades of each of those colours and a bit of red in there as well. They're gorgeous, aren't they? And I can't wait to use this. So we are going to begin at the beginning. We've got our Let's Resin epoxy resin. This is 1:1 ratio, and I'm going to mix that up in my silicone cup around the amount that I will need to fill one coaster. Just to show you how this is done, I'm going to use I am using my dual head mixer from Resiners here, and it's quick and easy to mix that up in 3 minutes. And I popped it into my Airless vacuum chamber from Resiners as well, just to vanquish those pesky bubbles. Now it was at this point that my camera decided to not record, so I mixed up that beautiful flake into my crystal clear Let's Resin resin and I poured it into my mold. Now I didn't pour it all the way to the top. I left about a couple of millimeters on top to be able to add my sticker. So that's the next part. It's the next day and my resin layer has cured solid, and I'm about to add my beautiful butterfly stickers. The stickers come from Temu and they're in lots of different sizes, shapes and styles. I love the different butterflies that I've got here, and they've got gorgeous gold on them as well. So I'll show you a close-up of them in a moment. But I'm going to decide where to place it. I'm going to put it quite central on my coaster, and I'm going to use a little trick I learned, which is to use tape, sellotape, masking tape, to try and take the top of it off. Quite fiddly if you don't use the tape. I did start to try with my fingers, but it didn't work. So I went and did the little trick that I know. Just be wary that the tape doesn't take off any of the gilding, the gold on the front, as it's quite delicate. And I'm going to now place it very carefully in the centre of my coaster, and I'm going to smooth it out so there's no bubbles trapped underneath, and start from the middle and go to the edges. And I don't actually have one of those rubber scrapers, which would really help at this point, but I'm happy to do it with my fingers. Works well. So once it's smoothed fully onto the surface and there's no edges sticking up and there's no bubbles underneath, I'm able to then show it off to you. Look at that, isn't that stunning how that gold reflects the lines of the butterfly and all the blue and the green. It is gorgeous. I love it. So on to the next step. So I decided to mix up some more clear resin and top coat my stickered coaster just to seal that sticker in and protect it. And I'm using a simple stirring stick there just to take it right to the edge. It doesn't quite go over the edge, it's quite thick in viscosity, so it's sort of going right up to the edge and leveling itself out. And Let's Resin's epoxy resin is brilliant for doing this. And I do then pop honey bubbles with some 99% alcohol, but you can also use a long-necked lighter just to get rid of any bubbles that might be in this resin. So yeah, I mean, this was a step I had to do just to seal that sticker in and protect it and give it a nice glossy finish. But I do decide to do a bit more work on the reverse as well, so you'll see that in a moment. And I do make a schoolgirl error, and I'm not surprised because I am a bit of a beginner with this, but I decide to coat the base of it. So this is the other side. I've also stuck a sticker onto this side as well, which I wanted to be visible. So I wanted the butterflies to be visible on both sides of the coaster, so you could have it reversible. However, when I mix my pigments into this resin, I put a little bit too much in. I'm using ColourArte's BlingIt Gold Sparkle. What I didn't realise is this can become opaque if you use too much, and I probably popped a little bit too much into my resin, and it became more opaque than I wanted it to be. I did want it to be kind of semi-transparent, give it that little bit of shimmer. You can see me adding it to my resin here, and I think I add a bit more after this, but it does become very, very white. And in the cup it looks semi-transparent, but when I actually poured it on, it made it a bit too opaque, so the butterfly wasn't really that visible. You could still see it in the light, but it wasn't as visible as I would have liked it. I'm going to add some of these beautiful shell shards in as well in the corners of my coaster, because I've got quite a lot of room left in there, and they will be completely immersed. And some of these gorgeous slices of abalone shell, and they'll go in as well. So I'm just looking at this point thinking, is this going to work? Am I going to be able to see my butterfly? And as I'm pouring it, I'm realizing, oh gosh, it probably will not work, but maybe it'll be fine once it's cured. So I do just keep on going. What I should have done now is probably just poured that out into a smaller mold and just put clear resin in with a tiny bit of mica pigment in it. But I didn't. I kept on going, as you do, doggedly. I continued pouring this out and hoping that when it cures it might become a bit more transparent. And it's these type of things that you learn from anyway, so I'm not too bothered by it because it's still beautiful on the other side. We will see what it looks like when it comes out. Well, you will see what it looks like when it comes out. But again, I'm just going to add a little bit of those shells in. There we go. Get rid of those bubbles on the surface. And use the tweezers to pop those into the corner, and I do immerse them in so they go all the way in, so they're not sticking out once it's cured. So how are you all today? I hope you're doing well. Let me know in the comments below if you're enjoying this video and if you'd like to see more, errors and all included. So I'm popping these on now and I'll let this cure. I've used UV resin, so I'll pop it under my lamp, my UV lamp from Let's Resin, and that should cure up in a couple of minutes. I think I put it on for 5 minutes. And then I need to finish it off, so I'm going to use my trusty Let's Resin chrome marker to colour in the sides of this. Look at that, isn't that stunning? And it's a bit dark here in the studio today, so I'll take it outside in a while, show you it in natural light. But I'm using the chrome marker simply to colour in the edges, which is nice and easy. As you can see, it glides on beautifully. And these chrome markers, a set of 3, are just amazing. You can get a 10% discount from Let's Resin using the code TASRESIN10. And for some of the Resiners machines you saw me use in this video, you can get a 15% discount on Resiners.com and on the Amazon site using the code Taslima Maya Art, and you'll find the referral links down in my description box below too, so do check those out. Right, so my coaster is finished, and this is the front side of my coaster. Isn't it just divine? I love that butterfly and how it blends in with that background. And look at the back here, you can still see the butterfly that was on the reverse through that BlingIt pigment, but it's quite faded, so I don't really mind that. I think it gives it something unique, and I really love the fronts and the sides. Look at it, it's so beautiful with that top coat, and the reverse is pretty with all the stones and shell shards in it as well. And I really, really like this. It's so pretty. And look at it in the sunlight. Wow. Okay, I'm definitely going to have to do a set of these so I can sell them as a set. They are. I mean, this is gorgeous, isn't it? I'm going to seal the edges with some UV resin as well. But I love all the blingy elements on this. It's absolutely glorious. I love it. and let me know what you think in the comment box below. I'd love to see what you've done with your resin coasters and any new ideas that you've got or you'd like to see me make. Just let me know. And here are all of the glamour shots outside and inside. So that's it from me this week. I hope you enjoyed it. Oh, and don't forget, every Saturday at 5 PM EST, 10 PM UK, I have a collaboration called the Creative Art Collective. So do join us for some great art and some fun in the live chat.